going on, guys? Snake Eyes here, playing some more Dark Souls 2, and in this video we're going to be doing a weapon showcase, and the weapon we're showcasing today is the Black Knight Greataxe. Now, if you don't know how to get the Black Knight Greataxe, this is a pretty lengthy one, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through so that way you guys can have the easiest thing. But after the Smelter Demon, you just want to go ahead and continue on forward. Make sure you pull that lever so that way it can drop the platform. And then when you do that, just make sure you clear the rest of the enemies. Climb up that ladder, and then it's pretty much a straight shot from there. Just follow the path, and it keeps leading you upward until you eventually get to a point where you have to jump down, and you're going to be facing, as soon as you climb up the steps, you're going to be facing 3 Great Bow Alone Knights. Make sure you take these guys out at a distance, or if you're feeling confident, make sure you just go ahead and try to deal with them quickly. But that iron lockbox that's in that same area has the Black Knight Greataxe. Now, before we get into the base stats, I'm actually going to tell you guys, right now as it stands, I don't meet the requirements for this weapon. It actually requires an int and faith of 10 to be able to wield it, so I can't properly show you guys the moveset. I get enough hits on these videos to feel comfortable enough to ask you guys, do you want me to show weapons that I can't fully wield in one way or another? Because basically when I go through the moveset of this weapon, it's not going to be what it is. It's going to require a lot more stamina, the attacks are going to be a lot slower, and I just don't want to give the impressions that this is a bad weapon. So let me know. Either way it goes, I'll find out a way to respec my character, and the reason I say that is because I killed the Firekeepers on this character's playthrough, so maybe I'll save it for New Game Plus. You know, maybe I'll just hold those off, but let me know, because I don't want to mislead you guys and make this weapon seem worse than it already is. But with that being said already, we're actually going to go ahead and get into the stats in this weapon. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys noticed that we are not at the beginning area of Things Betwixt. We're actually where the kobolds are, and that's because sadly the kobolds are no longer with us. I killed them all. They won't be coming back into the next playthrough, which kind of sucks because I kind of like killing them with these different weapons, but you know, I'll get over it. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the base stats of this weapon. Keep in mind that since I don't meet the requirements, the negatives, they don't affect anybody except for the people who don't have the requirements. So the base physical damage is at 226. It also comes with a standard base fire damage, and I think for all the Black Knight's weapons, they're at 80, but don't quote me on that because they might be different. I only have, I think, like 2 or 3 of these weapons, and they've all been 80 so far, so I'm assuming that. And the scaling is actually not too bad. The requirements for it, sorry about that, the requirements for it, it needs a 40 strength, 20 if you're going to be two-handing it. It also needs 18 dexterity, 10 intelligence, and 10 faith. The scaling on it though is actually not too bad, especially if you have at least 20 strength, you meet the dexterity, and you have a little faith invested in your character as well, because the strength gets a C scaling, the dexterity gets a D, the faith gets a C. Or actually that's fire damage, so that's a mixture of faith and intelligence, sorry about that. So all around, the scaling on it is actually not too bad. It kind of sucks that I don't wield it, that I don't have the requirements to wield it. So like I said, again, the moveset is going to look a little weird, but the R1 spam is a bunch of side swiping. It's pretty standard. The R2 I really like because it's a slamming attack. The running attack is pretty much the same thing, but obviously you just get a little bit more range, but I still like it. It's a pretty good move that I always really liked. The shield bash is a standard shield bash, just like all the other weapons, and the jumping attack is the same deal. I failed on that one right there, but the jumping attack is the same deal with a jumping thrusting down attack. Overall, my final thoughts on this weapon is, if a person meets these requirements, it could be a really good weapon, especially after you pump a couple of upgrades into it. I believe the scaling does get better. I don't know by how much, but that's how these weapons work. Once you start upgrading them, the scaling gets better, and obviously everything else gets better as well. But since I don't meet the requirements, and for anybody who doesn't meet the requirements and don't really plan on doing it as well, I wouldn't recommend this one. There are better alternatives as far as the Black Knight weapons go. My personal favorite being the Black Knight Halberd. again, that's pretty much all personal preference. If you guys like the Greataxe and you want to mess around with this, then it's a nice weapon to fool around with. And overall, for me though, it's not for me. So that's pretty much my final thoughts on that. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and also just to kind of bring it back from the beginning of this video, let me know if you guys want me to do a showcase on weapons that I don't meet the requirement on, because like I said, I don't want to mislead you guys, and I can put it off until New Game Plus when the Firekeepers respawn. So just let me know. I'm also pretty close to beating the game as well, so you wouldn't have to wait very long. But let me know in the comments below, and until next time, take care.